DanganRonpa.
No, no!
Man, my heart was racing like crazy when I thought the voting time was gonna start, but... well, if you think about it rationally, there's no way it was gonna happen. We haven't done this bit yet. Most of the players probably figured that out too. You're the only one who didn't know. Isn't that right, mon ami? Hey, now, how much longer are you planning to soak? Let's get along like we always do. Alright, you passed. Friendship is measured by how long you can stand the silence when you're all alone with someone else. So, Manami and I are the bestest of best friends. Don't say such stupid things. I hate you so much right now. Enough! Why do I have to be hated that much? Besides the fact that you snap at me like that, I don't trust you at all. Not even a teensy tiny 1mm bit. How sad. Distrusting your friend is much more shameful than being betrayed by that friend, you know. We aren't even friends in the first place. Then as your older brother, let me say this. You're not even my brother. It's sad to live a life without friendship. That's even sadder than watching a high school rom-com full of guys. Well, there may be some demands for that. However, I fell for it. I totally took the man bait. Yeah, you did.
Monami. By now, there's nothing more for me to say. Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's why I'm gonna fight too. I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fearsome retaliation. That's basically it.
So if we're working together, where do we start? With the cause of death missing from the Monokuma file?
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this? In the beginning, our discussion advanced by assuming Nagito's death was caused by the spear.
Yeah.
It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities. That's what I think.
Other possibilities. Huh.
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand, but...
That was definitely a gruesome wound, but it wouldn't be the fatal wound, don't you think?
It would take too long for him to bleed out.
If you think the cuts on his legs and left arm aren't the fatal wounds...
Like I said, bleeding out would take longer.
Are we finished already?
No, there's just something we're missing.
I feel like it's possible that we overlooked something.
Overlooked, huh?
Then let's bring up whatever we can think of, one after the other. That might clear some things up.
Exactly. We should cooperate at a time like this.
A fatal wound that wasn't a spear. We don't even know if it actually exists, but if it does, we need to find out what that is no matter what. Why is that here?
Let us...
Seriously, why is this here? I mean, it was in his fridge. What did that do? Poison found inside the refrigerated Nagito's card. Warning level on the back of this bottle states this enhanced liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, I stretched out. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized, and a gaseous state is heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes and is susceptible to hydrolysis, so it is possible for you to poison anyone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in place in glass or plastic container away from sunlight. Why is that in my
Let's consider
ammo?
a different fatal wound.
Yeah.
It's
What
not
the
the
options
knife in
are.
his right hand, right? It's not the other wounds, right?
No.
With all those wounds, maybe he simply bled to death.
No.
There's no way he burned to death.
Also no.
Was the cause of death something that cannot be seen?
What
If
can't
it's
be
something that
seen?
can't be seen, maybe he choked himself with a sleeper hold.
How do you do that on your
Or
own?
liquefied his guts with a body blow.
Then again, how do you do that on your own?
Just thinking about it, that's already a horrible death.
Real cause of Nigel's death. Is this something I overlooked?
Let us consider
It
a
can't be the
different
poison,
fatal...
can it? I mean, it's something we've all overlooked, and they'll overlook it because they've not seen it, but... Just see. Very dangerous when vaporized. And a gaseous... if it's a gas, you don't see it. He wasn't have said that there's
It's not the
no...
knife in his right. It's
If
not
it's
the other wounds
invisible
with
to
all
the
those
naked eye.
wounds. Maybe he simply bled.
There's no way he burned
If it's
to
that, then...
Was the cause of death something that cannot be seen?
Damn it! Yeah, you're right. If it's a gas, you can't see it. Then this poison counts. How would it work?
That's it. I totally forgot about that possibility.
That poison turns to gas or some bollocks, and if it's gas, you don't see it. So then we would never have known to look for it unless I found it in the fridge.
If the cause of death was something we can't see, then we have to consider poison as a possible method.
And there was some that was half used in his card.
It is true that poison is not something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
Because there's some in his fridge.
I remember, when I went to investigate Nagito's cottage, I discovered something really strange. Inside the refrigerator, I found a bottle of Monokuma's special poison.
Poison?
Additionally, that's a poison made specifically for killing. I see. Now that you mention it, there's no way a toxin like that doesn't relate to the case at all.
If poison was the cause of death, it would not leave an obvious wound on Nagito's body.
However, it's common for blood blotches to appear on a body that's been poisoned.
I see. You sure seem to know a lot about medicine.
The hell's a blood blot?
What does that mean?
But, even if blood blotches appear, if the body was already covered in blood,
Oh, he camouflaged it.
there's no way we'd notice them easily, right?
Did he wound his body just to camouflage them?
Crafty bastard.
That's also a possibility.
But still, both of Nagito's hands were full. So how would he drink poison?
The poison wasn't at the scene though. If the glass was there, then we'd know immediately. But the glass was still in the fridge at home. So how did he get it if he didn't drink it?
His left hand was tied up and gripping the spear, and his right hand had a knife stuck in it.
If it was a slow-acting poison, it is possible he consumed it in advance.
Nah, the label said it acts immediately.
No, the warning label on the bottle explicitly states the effect is instant.
See?
Then it's impossible. Both his hands were full just before he died.
And this is when the hardtail appears.
No! Stop bringing that up!
You're totally overvaluing that tail.
His mouth was covered with duct tape, you know. If he wanted to drink poison, how'd he get it past his lips?
What if he didn't drink it?
If there's no way he could have drank the poison, it might be impossible.
The poison bottle does say when it's a gas, it's heavier than air. So if it's a gas, then you could inhale it.
Just kidding. It's not like we're out of possibilities yet.
But how would it become a gas?
Are there any left?
Make it a gas.
Hell no! No matter how you slice it, he was totally killed by that spear.
No.
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities, it might be easier to think about what really killed him. Operation Elimination Method. The hint should be written on the poison's warning label. Maybe.
You're the smart one, this lass. She's right. If you read it closely, nag, 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 it takes effect immediately, handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it's heavier than air. Basically, if it's a gas, you're fucked. And if it's a gas, you don't see it. And this isn't a fridge, it is house. So, clearly, and it was half used. So, I'm thinking it's a gas. The way the poison entered Nagito's body. The answer is written on the warning label. Let's think carefully and try to remember. Uh-oh. Logic dive with low HP, this isn't gonna work. Look, my HP is already half gone. Although I think there's only 2 questions. Yeah. If it's a gas, then he can inhale it. But how does he inhale it if his mouth's gagged? I suppose, even if they were torturing him, or he was torturing himself, he would have to be able to breathe. So he'd breathe through his nose if his mouth was gagged. Yeah. That's my conclusion. So if it was a gas, and it was heavier than air, he could inhale it. That's what the question. What state was the poison when it affected Nagito? A gas. He couldn't, well, clearly solid poison might take a while because you'd have to freeze it and fuck, how that would work. And liquid, he had duct tape on his mouth so he couldn't drink it. So it'd have to be a gas. Oh god. Almost crashed. Got the HP to crash, so I have to be very careful. There goes that being careful thing. Right. Why is the doctor jump stuff? I'm doing okay. Right. Ask me the question. Yeah. I knew jumping stuff was dangerous. Right. Seriously, ask me the question. You can do this surfboarding nonsense later. See, I've got time to kill. I'd have to speed up anywhere. If you go like this 2 miles an hour. Seriously though, if you're just gonna ask me the question, it'd be so much easier. That being said, I reckon if I'd gone over that path would have been easier. Right. How did the poison enter his body? Mouth, through his wounds, or his nose? His nose. His mouth was gagged and his wounds, well, I've never heard of anyone being poisoned by having poison poured in their wounds. Have you? Some gas. It must be. And yeah, I'm right, because it's the right path it seems. So, yeah. Went through his nose.
It's all coming together.
I was right, it's a gas. But how does it become a gas? And how would he disperse it to kill him?
What if instead of drinking the poison, we assume he inhaled it?
Inhaled?
It's written on the poison's warning label.
This enhanced metal liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care. Though its volatility is low, this liquid is very dangerous when vaporized.
Dangerous when vaporized. In other words, breathing in the gas is fatal.
Poison gas! Then all he had to do was breathe it in through his nose!
He breathed that poisonous gas inside the warehouse?
That's why Monokuma didn't want us to go into the warehouse straight away. It wasn't because there was smoke, it's because there was gas still in the air. You crafty bear.
But if poisonous gas had spread throughout the warehouse, why didn't it kill us?
The reason we didn't breathe in poisonous gas, you should be able to explain it too. Sprinklers.
I see!
It's volatile to hydrolysis as well.
The sprinklers in the warehouse. Thanks to those, we didn't inhale that poison gas.
Because water has some effect on it. See?
The poison gas disappeared because of the sprinklers? It wasn't the fire?
Well, this was also written on the poison's warning label.
In a gaseous state, it's heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes. And it is susceptible to hydrolysis. So it is possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications.
Of course! Hydrolysis! The chemical bonds that formed the poison were broken down by the water from the sprinklers!
Also, the poison is apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so he must have breathed in a whole bunch of it, huh?
If it meets the requirements that well, maybe it's not just a possibility anymore.
Yeah, the true cause of Nagito's death was poisoning. The wounds on his body, the spear in his stomach, it was all to keep us from learning the truth.
So what?
What do you mean, so what?
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito died from poison, but so what? In the end, it doesn't change the fact that he committed suicide, right? Then enough already!
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared and died. Yeah, that still sounds like a suicide.
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. We've also determined the true cause of death. All right, all the mysteries should be solved now. We should get on with the voting time, right?
Well, but
Is that really all there is?
What? There's still more?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, not all the mysteries have been solved yet. In the end, Nagito's motive was still unclear. Did he commit suicide just so he could kill every last one of us off? Or was that really his motive? Is that really okay?
Hey, what happened? There's no reason to wonder about that stuff anymore, you know.
Nagito's motive. Nagito's malice. Is this really okay? Can we really finish this here? No, that can't be.
There might have been an accomplice.
Huh?
Chiaki, what did you just say?
If Nagito committed suicide by inhaling poison that he brought, then why wasn't there anything that looked like poison at the crime scene?
Yeah, the canister was back in his refrigerator.
Anything that looked like poison?
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse, it's strange that we couldn't find it there.
If Nagito really brought the poison to the warehouse, then the one thing that wouldn't be left behind is, well, the container, the meat on the bone. The container.
see! Are you talking about the container the poison was kept in?
Yeah. If Nagito brought it, it's strange we couldn't find that container anywhere, right?
He can't carry around poison without putting it in a container?
Yeah, that was written on the warning label.
Keep the secret secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container, away from sunlight.
The container probably melted in the fire.
Wouldn't there still be some evidence of it though if it had melted?
It's probably plastic or glass, right? There's no way it'd completely incinerate. Even the plastic fragments of the fire grenades we used to put out the fire didn't completely burn up, you know?
Then, does that mean someone got rid of the container?
So that's why you mentioned an accomplice.
That is impossible! I mean, an accomplice? It is just too...
Like, does that really matter all that much? I mean, even if he had an accomplice, it doesn't change the fact that Nagito still committed suicide.
I don't know.
You're right. Someone might have accidentally took it away from the crime scene.
But then we'd have noticed, wouldn't we?
Ah, you're right! You're totally right! That's totally it!
Right? Isn't it okay to close this case yet? I'm not in the mood for unexpected twists.
I don't want to hurt anyone, and I don't want to get hurt anymore by hurting someone else. Everyone's tired. That's tried and tired. Everyone's tired of doubting everyone else. I also feel that way. Also, I want to just rule this as Nagito's suicide. If I do that, nobody here has to get hurt. But
That's no good.
Huh?
I feel like Nagito is seeing through us. By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to take the easy way out so we don't hurt anyone else. But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably be sneering at us. He'd probably say something like, "So that's the extent of your hopes."
So Nagito's ghost is whispering to you, huh? The power of friendship bursts beyond death, huh? A fiery outcome like this is right out of a teen manga. Still, that's pretty messed up.
Shut up! You just be quiet.
I get what you're saying, but in the end, the reason he died is still the same as before, right? Even if we solve this mystery, the conclusion won't change at all.
I mean, it'd be a suicide regardless, right?
Even if there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is? Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, It is possible that somebody accidentally removed the poison from the crime scene.
But I just can't imagine ending this by turning our backs on the truth.
It's fine, okay? There are some things we're better off not knowing. And we probably just didn't notice it. Like maybe the container was hiding with the fire grenade fragments.
Wait, what? What's this feeling just now? Even though it was brief, it was like a strong flash of light running through the back of my head. Maybe what Kanye said just now might be a new clue. From there I might be able to reach the answer. The way Nagito brought the poison, which means the thing he used as a container was... Akane's a genius, but she doesn't know how. These are your heads. You know what thing I've never heard of before until this playthrough? Yeah, there's a reason. Portaria. Yeah, she is a genius and doesn't know how. Try to stop that and that. You and you get out of the way. That and that and that and that. Another A. It's be blue. Fuck. How do you spell grenade? Oh, it's an E, you idiot. No. Bollocks. Just missed. Yep. Tried to grab that. You saw that, right? That was close. That was dangerous. A. I need D. Of course there's not a D, we just fucking need one. I'm gonna die from doing a Hangman's Gambit. Possible to die in your own brain. Fuck. There's a D. And go. My HP is incredibly low.
I got it!
Yeah, if you use the fire grenades, then... Doesn't that mean we killed them?
I see! I got it!
That bastard!
Huh?
You'll see.
The fire grenades! Nagito put the poison inside one of the fire grenade canisters and transported it to the warehouse.
He used one of the fire grenade canisters?
Yeah, the container with the poison in it wasn't secretly taken away by someone. Instead, it was in a container that didn't need to be taken away in the first place. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse, it can be hidden with the other fire grenades we used, so there's no need to dispose of the container later.
That bastard. He totally knew we were gonna throw those fire grenades.
Which means, did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade?
Yeah, that has to be it.
When I first discovered those fire grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid.
Sorry, what was that? Aluminium, you mean?
You just have to peel off that seal and swap the insides, right?
Is it for like a gas or a liquid or some firefighting thing though?
That is true, but there was no sign he was even at the break room.
Hold on. Did you say aluminum?
Aluminium, damn it.
Hajime. Could it be?
If so, then there's no mistake. Nagito definitely swapped the contents of one of the fire grenades.
Wait, you couldn't mean... I got it.
Seriously? That's impossible! Miss Sonia just said so right now!
He didn't have to change the contents while he was in the break room.
Sonia's words are proof that the poison was swapped with the contents of a fire grenade. Huh?
Strange words contain a clue that the contents of a fire grenade was swapped with the poison. By this. Let's say it's just the seal you get on a milk carton. But it's an aluminium seal.
Take a look. We found this under Nagito's bed when we were investigating his cottage.
Huh? That's just a piece of trash.
That's what we thought. Till Sonia mentioned that.
No, that is not just a piece of trash. The seal I saw on that fire grenade matched this. It is the same aluminum.
You found the aluminum seal under Nagito's bed?
There's more. That's not the only thing we found in Nagito's room. He also found a gas mask and gloves under his bed, too.
Did he use those when he put the poison inside the fire grenade?
It's a dangerous poison after all. He took extreme caution when swapping them.
So what's the issue? Nagito put the poison in the grenade canister, brought it with him, breathed it in and died, right? So in the end, he still fucking committed suicide! Enough already!
If he put it in a canister and we threw the canisters, wouldn't that mean we're the accomplice?
You're right. If the canister wasn't thrown away, then it just means that there wasn't an accomplice after all.
See? I told you. The conclusion is still the same. Nagito committed suicide. End of story.
No. I wish you would.
I admit that there wasn't an accomplice. That was just my misunderstanding.
You're right.
In actuality, the truth is even more horrifying.
What did you say?
You'll see.
Hey, what are you planning to say now?
You won't like it. I don't like it. I've worked it out.
What the hell? Do you still want to keep going?
Shall we work out who's to blame? Yeah.
Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was a suicide.
Was it really?
No, it's not.
See?
Chiaki?
I'm sorry, but I just realized it.
Realized what?
We know Nagito used the grenade canister to store the poison. So when was it deployed in the warehouse? When did Nagito breathe in the poison? When I thought along those lines, that's when I realized it.
The horrifying truth?
It probably happened at the same time.
The moment the fire grenades were brought and the moment Nagito breathed in the poison were the same? Could that moment be when we all threw the grenades?
I see! Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
Yeah. We don't know who threw the poison one. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I think so. When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse, the poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito.
If that is true, then the person who brought the poison and spread it was...
One of us.
What the heck?
One of us threw the poison grenade that killed Nagito?
Hold on a sec. Then Nagito was...
It would mean he didn't kill himself.
You said so yourself! You said Nagito committed suicide!
We thought he committed suicide.
Then who killed Nagito?
You mean, who's the actual killer, right?
Do you know?
Who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito?
Huh? The person who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito was Nagito.
I see! It was Nagito, obviously. We just discussed this a few minutes ago.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused one of us to throw the poison grenade?
Also Nagito.
I see! That was also Nagito.
Hey, how many times are you gonna ask the same damn question?
The next question will be my last. Considering all the facts up till now, why did Nagito set the warehouse on fire?
Oh, fucking hell. The reason Nagito set the warehouse on fire was to make us throw the poison.
I see!
That crafty bastard.
Don't tell me. He set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to throw the fire grenades?
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. Creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito. It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poison grenade.
Seriously, I'm asking you who threw it.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
Huh? Could it be... Was that Nagito's trap?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do. And for that reason, he put the fire grenade that he filled with poison with the other grenades. Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
DanganRonpa.